Oh yeah, man. So what else has been new with you, Joey?
Um, Nothing else, man. Actually, I've kind of taken our time that we weren't really doing these videos.
Hmm.
Uh, Time to really like focus on myself. I've been trying to eat healthier. I've
Oh,
been really focused on trying to get in the gym, and I have gotten in the gym, which is technically my garage, so I don't have to go far. But I've been really consistent with that, and I'm so excited. The next thing I'm going to put on top of that is eating a lot more healthy, so that I can see more results faster. But
yeah.
that's what I'm doing, man.
So it's funny that you say that, right? Because it reminds me of a video I watched recently, and they're like, yeah, so the whole thing about weight loss is everybody does it the wrong way. They count calories. Don't need to count calories. You need to watch your glucose intake or your no, it was your insulin intake or some bullshit like that, right?
Yeah,
And I was like, hmm. So I was like, let me just look into this real fast. What exactly are they referring to? And obviously they're referring to sugar intake, specifically carb intake. So I'm like, that really isn't anything groundbreaking. Like, you're just calling it something completely different to make it sound like, oh my God, it's this brand new thing. And it's like, just watch what you eat, kind of what you're saying, right? Be a little bit more active. And then, yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of difference. You're gonna see some difference. And obviously, depending on how fast you want that difference to happen, it's gonna be based on, how active you are and how often are you eating what you're supposed to be eating, you know?
yeah.
Like,
I mean, honestly, like so I was kind of going through those motions. I was looking at a whole bunch of videos, and obviously there's a lot more people out there that are more fit than I am. So, I'm listening to a lot of different opinions and things like that. And I was always of the thought that, like, I just need to eat more healthy. Like, I just need to eat more healthy. Like,
yeah.
like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Um, but I think it all kind of comes back to your calories. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of calories they are. You can eat 1,500 calories of carbs a
Mhm.
day. And if you're burning more than that a day, then you're eventually going to lose weight. I mean, that's the truth of it, right? But that's, of course, you want to eat healthier 1,500 calories throughout the day.
It'll be
Um,
faster.
yeah, right. But I mean, you know, there's, and like, of course, they have calories from fat and all this other stuff, whatever it is, man. But, um, I don't want to make it too much to where I'm counting calories, but I do want to develop a consistent plan to eat healthier, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to consistently make better choices and put myself in a better position to make better choices, when it comes to food. So um, I've seen results in the gym, meaning I've been, I feel like I've increased weight for what I'm working out with, and that makes me feel better. I may not look, a lot better, but it's only been like 3 or 4 months or whatever it is. And but I'm not complaining. Like, I feel better. I just need to keep adding a little bit of change every time, and I think I'm going to get to where we.
Nice. Yeah, I got to get back on that. I've been telling my wife too, because I have this thing. I tell her I'm not buying new clothes. I'm gonna fit in my clothes one way or the other.
I mean, I can agree with that statement, but what's weird is, like, so I was wearing a certain size of shirt, and like, I was kind of losing size, and they were fitting better, and then now they're they're fitting the way that they were before, and so I'm like, maybe I need to stop lifting weights. I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, man, maybe I need to tone more, or maybe I need to work out. I don't know. I need to do something. But now those shirts that were fitting me better are not fitting me better, so I need to do something. I need to make cut down on size. So that's why I'm like, okay, I need to cut calories.
Yeah, I mean that's a big thing. If you have if you're burning more calories than you're taking in calories, that's going to help out.
Yeah.
Um, it's funny too because there's a book. I haven't bought the book. I've got the audio book of it. Uh, the 4 hour um, the 4 hour workout, right? And it's not working out 4 hours a week. It's talking about working out um, like 4 hours a month, right? Like an hour a week. Um,
Okay.
and like the thing is you work out to exhaustion,
Yes. Right.
right? And then that's it. And you work out to exhaustion again, like the following week or whatever, right? And apparently, a lot of people that want to get fit faster or want to lose weight faster, like that's one way that they do it. Like, obviously, the other part of that is watching what you eat, making sure you're eating the right things,
Right.
counting calories to make sure you get to that point. But like, that's one thing that they've done. And apparently, like, it's like some famous bodybuilders used it for like getting ready for competitions.
Yeah. So actually, I don't work out for more than half an hour a day. I do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I
Hmm.
don't work out more than half an hour a day. I sometimes actually it's like 20 minutes. So I do exactly what you're saying. I do it to failure. I pick
Yeah.
a certain and I do it to failure. I do enough sets, enough reps. I've kind of gotten to the point where I know how much I can do and how much I can't do. And of course, I don't have a spotter, so I'm sitting here doing bench. I'm doing it as best as I can to fit that need. And of course, it's not like too heavyweight, but
Yeah.
for me, I'm not going to gain anything if I don't get to the point of that last rep. Like I'm struggling to get it up.
Mm.
So, like if I can't get it past, I mean, obviously I'm going to have to scream for help, but if I can get it, back on the rack, then, um, I'm like, wow, like maybe next time, I'll do the same weight, but next week I'm going to add more weight because I want to make sure that I'm going to failure. And so that's what I've been focused on. And that's the way I've always worked out. But I mean, really, I mean, in the last 3 or 4 months, I've been able to lift a lot more pounds and with that method. So I definitely vouch for that. I mean, I may not look the part, but maybe in another 6 months or something.
Hey, the farm boys are the ones who can lift the most. So,
Right.
you ever seen those like Ironman competitions? Like you notice, like it's the farm boys. They're built big, and I mean they got the muscle mass. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So,
And, there's some of them that don't look like they can lift a lot. And they're the ones that'll shock you, man. You
mhm.
know, no offense to Eddie Hall. If you know Eddie Hall, man, but like he doesn't necessarily look like he can throw around all that weight. But
Yeah,
man, when you see his intensity, when he's trying to lift all that weight, I think he holds the record for deadlift.
yeah.
Man, he's over 1,000 pounds. Like a man lifting 1,000 pounds, that is ridiculous, man. But he's not your poster boy, your poster child. I don't think that's what he's going for. He's going for, strength.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not what I'm going for, but that's what I'm going way. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I told my wife I was like one thing I want to get back or get into. I had started for a little bit was rock climbing, but not like actually going out rock climbing, but like doing like
Control.
indoor.
Yeah.
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 So here's we were driving around the other day. I just happened to see an indoor climbing arena like super close to the house. I was like, we gotta go check it out. We can take the kids too, that way they can also burn energy climbing. But like if you ever see a rock climber, like they're typically svelte, right? They're thin typically.
Yeah.
But I mean, especially like professional ones, you're talking about how much they can lift
Mhm.
on just one arm and not even a
Right.
full grasp, right? You're talking about like fingertip strength sometimes,
Right.
and then the flexibility and the mobility that they have, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're being honest, they don't look like gymnasts, right?
Yeah.
They have a completely different build.
Mm.
gymnasts of I think a more thicker build than rock climbers. But man, rock climbers, if you've seen, I don't know if you've seen some of those speed climbers where they have these competitions to see how fast they can get up those walls. Man, it's like it looks like these guys are running on all fours on level ground. What it looks like, that's how fast some of these guys can go up these walls. But if you look at them, like they don't look like they have a lot of a lot of strength per se, but it may be in areas that is not typically where you're looking for strength. Like it could be a lot of forearm strength, like you're saying, fingertips. So
Yeah.
um,
It's funny watching some of the videos of like there's a couple guys, bodybuilders that like do different things like different kind of people. And they did a video series with a rock climber and they were doing pull-ups. So they wanted to see like if he can do a one arm pull-up, right? And yeah, he could do it. And he could actually pull himself all the way above the bar. And I mean, you're talking about some swole guys, like they look the part, they can't lift themselves up.
yeah.
Right.
Uh, so kind of like talking through my journey for working out and stuff like that. I've been kind of making the shift to instead of lifting weights, I'm wanting to do a little bit more body weight training. So like push ups, squats, whatever it is.
The
And
insanity
like
workout.
you said, add it to my workout.
Oh no, insanity, the insanity workout.
Oh, no, 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 no! I will never.
It's
That
all
is lit.
it's all body weight. It's all body weight.
Yeah, no, that doesn't matter. No, it's really intense. If you can make it past the first 10 minutes of that thing, you might as well be like an Olympian or something. Like, there's no like, it literally is insanity. P90X is not far behind. So
Yeah.
uh,
I used to own both of them.
yeah, but seriously, like, no, like it's there, but no, never. I will never again. Uh, anyways, like so I got excited the other day thinking about push-ups, right? So I'm like, oh man, I was like, so if I can do X amount of push-ups right now, if I lose weight, I should theoretically be able to do more push-ups because I'm doing less weight, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, like yeah, like I'm gonna feel good about doing losing weight and actually gaining more reps. I don't know if it actually translates that way, but I'm hoping so.
It does. I used to do few yeah, my kids were so young. I used to do the 100 push-up challenge, right? Try to do 100 push-ups a day. Uh,
Like I've seen that. Yeah, yeah, I can do 10 push-ups an hour for 10 hours. I mean, no problem.
mhm. And that's honestly, here's the thing, that is part of it. Like if you can't do 100 straight,
Yeah,
do it throughout the day because it's getting muscle memory. You're getting your body used to doing a set number so that
yeah.
you consistently do it. And that's what I would do. Like I would do like I would start off doing like 5 at a time, right?
Mhm.
10 at a time, 30. Then I would do like set of 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Stuff like that. But you just got to be very, very careful because that pain once it starts setting in, if you start doing it incorrectly or like have little kids, in my case, start jumping on your body as you're doing them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw a iteration. I'm actually in pain right now from I've never seen this iteration of the push-up. Mike Tyson push-ups. I don't know if you've ever heard of these, but
Uh,
basically you're laying down flat and then your feet are up against the wall and you're kind of like crouched like a frog against the wall and then you go away from the wall into a push-up and then come back to the wall. And my sides are like it feels like somebody's jabbing me right now. And this was last Friday. Like I am still sore. Like it is ridiculous. And I only did 3 sets of 10. And I'm like, oh my God, I am
you're using
hurting.
different parts of your body you haven't used, man.
Yeah,
So
I mean, like the first couple of days, I was like, oh, this feels good. And then the next day, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think I need to, take it easier or just do regular push-ups. Like, Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson, but
yeah. Have you done the bomber dives?
no, no. What is that?
No. So it's essentially probably this. So your head's up here, you got your arms, legs, right?
Okay.
And it's almost like you're going under a fence and then coming
Oh,
back up,
okay. Okay.
right?
I thought that was downward dog.
Yeah, sometimes it'll feel like it, but no, man, try those. Try those.
Okay.
Like even when I was doing like 80, 100 push-ups a day, like being able to complete 15 of those, not even sets, just 15. Like I was like, whew, yeah, it is. It's something else.
My favorite training montage is Rocky 4. Where and he's doing those. I think they're called dragon, whatever it is, with he's hanging on to the table, and his legs are up in the air, and then he comes down and it
Yeah.
doesn't table, and he comes back up. Like that's what I would love to try to get to, but man, that guy got ripped for Rocky 4, man. So like that definitely wasn't just show. Like he was working it. So that's a
A
that's
little
what
bit
I'm
of
working at.
working out, a little bit of shooting up, you know.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure it's a little bit of that. I refuse to take anything. So
hmm
I don't know.
Oh man. So, but yeah, it's all once again starting from somewhere and working your way to that point to be able to get to where you want to go to, right?
Well, now we've talked about this before. If you take an hour out of it, well, so right now I'm doing 30 minutes. 30
Mhm.
minutes, or let's say hour and a half out of your week. I wonder what percentage that is of your week. If you do an hour and a half out of 24 times 7, which is
So,
100.
I mean, because you're talking about what, 24 hours in a day?
Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
100 and
That's 168 hours in a week.
okay. 1% of that would be 1.68 hours, right?
Uh,
No, I'm sorry, that's less than. Be less than that.
so you're talking about like 0.89%.
That's what 1.5 hours is.
Uh-huh.
So literally 1% change for the week has yielded me the results I've gotten in the last 4 to 5 months. And I mean, 1%, like that's not asking a lot. And that's really that's how I talked myself into this. I was like, literally it's in my garage. I had to walk there. All I had to do is just go outside. I go outside and throw some weights around for a little bit. And that's what it was at the first part of it. And I got organized. And then eventually I got a little bit better. But literally, it's never been in a 30-minute workout. It's never been
Yeah.
over 30. So for the last 4 to 5 months, I've seen changes. I've seen changes on the scale. I've seen changes on the weights I lift. And I've gotten like where I never thought I would. And it is
Okay.
all due to less than 1% change per week.
Yeah. It's understated how it seems like little effort, almost to no effort when you look at it in that respect.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you're committing to it, you're doing it, you're creating a habit of it, and then you start getting that feedback loop of like, okay, if I do this, then I get this, and this is what it's yielding me. And it just keeps feeding itself and just gets better and better. And I'm not saying that you're going to end up doing like 3 hours a day type of
Yeah.
stuff, right? But it gets you to where you want to get to, and that opens up so much more everywhere else, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. I mean, if I can see that, it's just it applies to everything. Like I'm also doing it with meal prep. If I can take,
Okay.
you I mean, I wish it was 30 minutes to meal prep. I wish. It's probably a good 1.5 to 2 hours for meal prepping on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Um, like just cooking a whole bunch of chicken, separating it, vacuum sealing it, and doing all this, doing different
Mhm.
seasoning, having to do all that stuff. Um, I mean, it's worth it. It definitely is worth it because you're planning ahead, like I was talking about, to make those better choices when it comes to eating. And
Oh, yeah. And I mean that you look at it, yeah, you're taking 2 hours to do that, but then also during the week, it's saving you how much time, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what you want to eat, where you want to go, driving to go get it, and that kind of stuff, right? Like, yeah, you're doing that up front, but on the back end, I mean, it's saving you probably a good 30, 40 minutes a day.
Oh, that's just making the decision on what we want to eat. Then we have to cook it. So,
Yeah. Right.
so yeah, definitely. I mean, it does help. So I definitely see it, but like when I think about it, man, I don't like Sundays. Having to take hours out of my day to go and cook. But like you're saying, it pays off in the end. I'm still doing it, but you just kind of tell yourself, hey, look, this is what it's doing for you.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I would say is probably like experiment with the time, right? Maybe changing time of day when you do it. That might make it more tolerable,
Yeah, maybe
right?
it needs the first thing I do when I get up because after you get doing whatever you're doing, um, time just gets away from you, and then you want to fit 2 hours into the meat of your day.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember, so with like my wife, especially Sundays, right? When I was working Tuesday to Saturday. So having to do a bunch of stuff, on Sunday, go visit family, stuff like that. And I would tell her, I was like, all right, we just, we got to get up earlier on Sunday. Like,
Mhm.
that's what it comes down to. We just get up a little bit earlier Sunday, knock out what we need to knock out, what we want to knock out. And then we got the rest of the day. So we don't have to worry about everything else. So it doesn't become like this mad, sense of urgency or rush towards the end of the day. Like, oh, we still need this, this, and this, right? Typically like getting stuff for the kids for the week, lunch, stuff like that. Uh, it's like, well, that's already been knocked out. So,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like there's certain days where I feel like I've done that, and then 11 o'clock rolls around, and we're sitting down like, so what else do we have to do for the day? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's like the best feeling that I'm like, what should I be doing right now, or what could I be doing? Like man, like you get so much of your day back, and I don't know, man. I think just focusing on that part of my life, like the personal side of my life, and kind of taking some of the things from my work life and applying it to my personal side, I think has really helped me personally, because I'm doing more of the things that I want to be doing.
Yeah.
Um, and then hopefully that'll translate to better performance in my work life. So,
Yeah, and it does. That's a beautiful thing because they're interchangeable skills. You're
mhm,
creating new neuron connections that allow you to be able to see things from a different perspective,
right.
to be open to, other possibilities or other workarounds or other problem solving methods, right? And that's like the under that's the underused skill set that everybody, most people are going to run through because they don't see how one small thing can create such a gigantic avalanche of change,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I'll tell you one thing that's not taught enough is, man, if you're a salesperson, you got to sell stuff to your kids. You got to get them to listen to you, right? So, like,
Yep.
the parent is the ultimate salesperson, man. Like instead of sitting here barking orders and things like that, like we can't be a drill sergeant all the time. Got to sell the value, right?
Yeah, that's where you gotta throw in that reverse psychology.
Right. But I mean, honestly, it's like, I do some of these things at home and I use it at work. Like I mean, sometimes that's what works best, and vice versa. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
How old are your kids now?
My son's 4 and baby girl is gonna be 3 in July.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So uh,
Mhm.
I think the time will come when we're definitely you're gonna have to do a little bit more convincing to get them to do things. Um,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, you'll utilize some of those skills, some of the sales skills you got.
Oh, I'm already having to do some of that, especially so my son's very chill, easygoing. My daughter, on the other hand, not so much, right? But that's a funny thing. So sometimes I gotta do certain like things, like, okay, we're not gonna do this. So she'll want to do it, right? Like we're not gonna clean the dishes. No, 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 no. Right. Or we're not gonna wash our hands. And so no, 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 no. Right. She wants to wash her hands. I was like, okay. So
Right.
yeah, already gotta start doing some of that. So
Yeah. And she
yeah.
tells you eat cookies. Oh, uh, geez.
Yeah, she's our sugar cookie for sure. She's all about sugar.
They learn pretty quick, let me tell you. They pick up all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, my son, surprisingly, he's not into sugary stuff. There's very, very little things that he's like big fans of that are sweet. Ice cream is one of the few things, and even then, it's mostly like vanilla ice cream
Mm,
with no like toppings, right?
mm.
Um, yeah. So, but he prefers his fruits, his veggies over any candy.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
That's
it just getting baby girl is like she's into her fruits too, but if she's got to choose between fruits and sweets, yeah, the sweets are gonna take it.
There's nothing like opening that wrapper, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny, my wife today, she was because our baby girl, we had some family over yesterday, so they were out in the pool. We got like inflatable pools for them, and they got super, super tired. So baby girl today fell asleep. She literally just fell asleep on the floor, knocked out. And when I was like, yeah, I tried moving her to the couch and she got mad. She went back, slept on the floor again. I was like, all right, just let her do whatever she wants to do. And she's like, yeah. So she went and got the Oreo cook, like the Oreos, right? And as soon as she opened the package up, baby girl woke up. Like baby girl was snoring, okay? She woke up and was like, what is that? In Spanish, right? ¿Qué es eso? Like, what is that? What are you getting? What do you have?
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no hiding the rapper sound from her.
Well, I'll tell you, man. I mean, obviously she can't continue that diet for a long time, but those are things you're going to remember for sure.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, brother. So I think we'll call it.
Yeah.
Um, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Sounds good, man. Glad to be back on here with you, man.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to these again. All right,
All right,
guys.
man.
Take care.
Later.
And that brings us to the end of today's Obvious Leadership episode. Remember, every great leader starts with one step, and you're already on your way. Small changes lead to significant impact. Until next time, keep leading with purpose, and remember that leadership is the key to unlocking extraordinary results.